Oh boy, I'm actually very, very happy to talk about this because if I get any excuse to talk about a unknown game like Sleeping Dogs, then there's just not enough time in the world, if you know what I mean. So, for those of you guys that don't know, Sleeping Dogs is basically a GTA clone that actually has its own identity. It originally came out, I think, in 2010 or 2011, I can't remember. Basically one of those 2 years, and it was a really, really good game. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's not the greatest game in the world, but hell, it was a solid 8.5 out of 10 for me and myself personally. I had a lot of fun playing as Wei Shen, who is the main character, basically in Hong Kong, and he is basically an undercover cop that is looking into some stuff happening with the triads, some like criminal sort of organized crime deal, if you will. Basically, it takes some elements of Yakuza while dropping some a lot of aspects of it, and then bringing in some like GTA clone-ish vibes as well, because keeping in mind that Sleeping Dogs is a GTA clone that just feels separate enough from GTA that it actually is its own thing. Because again, there is no real relationship between those two games. It's just when people look at Sleeping Dogs, they're just like, oh, it's just a cheaper GTA for whatever reason. But it genuinely is a really good game that I feel like a lot of people should sit down and play, because if it goes on sale, it's going to be like absolute pennies to pay for and play right now. And the fact that we almost got a sequel in the form of Triad Wars is incredibly disappointing, that we just didn't end up getting the game in the end at all. But Sleeping Dogs is apparently going to be getting a movie adaptation, and apparently the draft has finished. I remember talking about this game getting a movie adaptation, but the question was ultimately going to come down to is it actually going to be happening? Is there any actual possibility that we might actually get this movie at the end of the day? And it seems like we might be, at least for now. So long before we ever had a Minecraft movie or word of a sequel, an entire trilogy of films dedicated to Mortal Kombat or the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, one of the most highly requested video games to film adaptation was Sleeping Dogs. Really? I don't think a lot of people were looking at Sleeping Dogs being like, yes, I want a movie adaptation there. Because basically if they do that, it's basically just a Jackie Chan and Jet Li movie, basically. It's basically just going to be a kung fu movie, effectively, if you know what I mean. Anyway, fans of the Hong Kong action game received an exciting update earlier this year when Simu Liu, who is best known as the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Shang-Chi, revealed that he is in talks with the right holders to bring Sleeping Dogs to the big screen. And so he tweeted, in order of our Sleeping Dog script draft being done, here's my sleepy dog. And it's dated as well. Holy crap. Oh yeah, 3rd of October 2025. I forgot that's American dates. I was going to say 10th of March for a second there. Flash forward to today, and Liu has shared on social media that the first draft of a potential adaptation of the 2012... Oh, it's 2012. Damn, I was off by like a couple of years now. Now, it's finally complete. Liu shared a screenshot of the script alongside his own sleeping dog. Still way too many unknowns. So that actually, the way that the Gamer article worded it is actually interesting, because they say potential adaptation, because again, I feel like nothing has truly been confirmed. I think it's mostly just been, how would I put this? It doesn't feel like anything is official yet. So parts of the script are blurred out, including who wrote the script, as well as some other key identifying information, but specifically potentially who would star in it or direct it. Either way, it represents a massive development for an adaptation that was largely dead on arrival. And so someone tweeted at Simu Liu saying, curious how you work things out with Square Enix? And Simu Liu said, they're absolutely great. It's the studios that don't seem to understand how important this IP is, but we will get them there. So it seems like the publisher is more so pushing for an adaptation than the actual developers of the game. In a follow-up post, Liu noted that Square Enix was great. Oh yeah. August 14th, 2012. Dang, that just feels like it was so damn long ago. I remember playing this game a long time ago on PS3, man. It was a good time. and then they did another version of the game on PS4 where they added the DLCs as well, and I bought that for like $5, I want to say. So worth it. It is so worth $5. It's so worth like just normal price of admission, if I'm being completely honest. That last bit will probably serve as the movie's biggest hurdle while we're in the golden era of video game adaptations, with so many titles either receiving movie, animated, or TV show adaptations. Okay, golden period might be a bit much. Yes, we're getting a lot of them, but they also need to be good for them to, you know, kind of work. And we've seen movies like the Mortal Kombat adaptation from a few years ago, and also Borderlands. It's not, you know, all green, so to speak. But that Sleeping Dogs film will still require a studio willing to back it. And while we have zero clue which studios have been pitched the movie, it's clear that Liu's own words, it's difficult to find a biter. So that's kind of why. Given that there is an actual script, making the adaptation is more than a concept, perhaps things will turn up pretty quickly. Here's hoping, and I really, really do hope so. I 100% agree with the writer of this article. I really, really do hope that, you know, things start moving a little bit further along, that things start moving a little bit faster, and that eventually we may very well get another Kung Fu movie in the form of an adaptation of the Sleeping Dogs game, basically. And I mean, like, the story has some really good writing in it. I think it has a really good chops to become a very good Kung Fu movie. But the question only ultimately becomes, who will, you know, basically end up bringing this script to life? Ultimately, we know for a fact, we don't know whether or not the script is any good. We just know that it's done, and that's really about it. So, with all of that being said, though, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. If you've seen the Sleeping Dog, if you've played Sleeping Dogs, would you be curious in seeing a movie of it? Because for myself personally, I absolutely would be. I wish we had gotten more Sleeping Dogs, because like I said, that game was just incredibly good. I think it just didn't sell well. I think that's ultimately what it came down to. So it really was more of like a cult hit more than anything. But with all that being said, though, like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year. And with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.